welcome to Real Life with Lisa. I'm Lisa Jacobson from Club31Women.com. I am the wife of Matthew L. Jacobson, and together we are the parents of 8 lovely children. So today we're going to do something a little bit different than we've done before. I'm going to be sharing with you a question from a reader, and she asks this. She says, I know in a recent blog post you shared about scheduling, and especially what that looked like when your kids were smaller. If I remember correctly, you had mentioned a 7 a.m. wake-up time. I'm only assuming this was referring to the kiddos. What time do you rise in the morning? I only have 2 children, but if I don't rise before the chickens, there's no way I can properly spend the time with the Lord, catch up on emails, pay bills, etc., and review our lesson plans because we homeschool. Plus, I am trying to get back into the swing of an early morning workout. So, Lisa, what do you do? Love, Allison. Okay, Allison. Great question. So for those of you that follow me on the blog, you already know that I am not a morning person. But the man I married is very much a morning person, something I probably should have learned before we got married because it was quite a shock once we did. Because not only is he a morning person, he's a get up super early before 5 a.m. and start the day with a bang kind of a guy. And I am much more of a slowly rise, sip your coffee kind of girl. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're talking about mornings. I mean, it kind of was related. You see how it fit, right? Okay. So here are 7 things that I try to do each morning that make my day go a whole lot better. And so I will tell you, I don't try to do everything in the morning. And I have found that by just narrowing it down to these 7 important things, it just makes everything else go better. And I'll talk about at the end of the time here together some of those things that I fit later in the day and kind of where those take place as well. So, what time do I get up in the morning? I try to get up at 6:30 in the morning. It's a bit of a compromise. Like I said, my husband's up before 5, so he's already had half his day, is what he says, before I get up. And if I got up earlier, which part of me wants to get up at 5:30 and get all this stuff done before my kids wake up, but I found that if I don't get enough sleep, then I am a grumpy, crabby wife and mother. And so even though I got my things done, my attitude is terrible. And so I found that, and my family all voted, and they decided that they would much rather have less things done and have a happier mom. Okay, so that's the compromise. I get up at 6:30, and I'll tell you what I do. So the first thing I like to do in the morning is I just like to open up my Bible and read a short section from the Word. Right now I'm going through the book of Psalms, so I'm on Psalm 91 today. And the reason I like that is I just like starting my day with focusing on Him, but I don't really have the time or frankly even clarity of mind to do like a real serious Bible study. So it's just, sometimes last year I was reading through the Bible in a year and I just read through a small section of the Bible, just even 2 or 3 verses. And I'll just tell you, I make it really simple. I just read that psalm or that verse and then I just say, Lord, I just pray that you would take this small section of scripture and that you would make it big in my life today. Because I figure that that's better, in my case at least, of reading a whole bunch and really getting a deep study in and then just having the rest of the day where I'm so busy I never even have a chance to think through what I've read. So I make it very simple and I just enjoy starting off that very first thing in the morning. Okay. Second thing I do is I just say a short prayer. I don't... just sort of a prayer like, Lord, I just pray that you're honored in my day today. If there's something I know that's big that's happening, say a certain event or something I'm concerned about, I'll lift that up. And then I just say, and I'll be praying throughout the rest of the day. So it's not a real formal get down on my knees. I have those times, but that's not first thing in the morning. Okay, so that's 1, that's 2. 3 is that I shower and dress. And the reason I do this is because I feel so much better when I am clean and ready to go in the morning. And in fact, it takes me back to when I was about 16 and I was struggling with my self-esteem and I didn't feel so great about myself. And I come down and just kind of my old grubby clothes. And my mom would say, Lisa, you just march right back up those stairs and you get something pretty on. Because she knew that the reason I was dressing like that was because I didn't feel good about myself. And she would tell me, you got to dress for success. And I know maybe that sounds kind of funny. It kind of did as a 16-year-old. But now as a older wife and mother, that actually has a lot of meaning for me. And I do think there's some truth to that dress for success. And that doesn't have to mean that you have to put on dress and hose and heels. I don't dress like this every day. There are some days where dressing for success looks different. It looks getting my grubbies on because I know I'm going to be doing some deep cleaning. And so that's what I need to be wearing to really make it happen that day. But if it is a day that I am not feeling great about myself, I don't feel pretty, I don't feel, maybe I'm a little down, then I'll at least wear my prettiest t-shirt or brightly colored one, because that's something that makes me happy. And it does help to change your mood a bit. If you're as a woman, I think how we feel about ourselves has a lot of impact on the kind of day we're going to have. So I say dress for success, whatever that means to you. And for me, that means getting showered and getting dressed and ready to go for the day. Okay, so that was number 3. All right, number 4. This is one of those small but really important things. Put on a smile. And I literally take a moment just before I go out that door and see my family. I say, Lisa, get your smile on. Because like I said, I'm not a morning person. I actually don't wake up all, ready to go in my attitude. But I have found that I have such an impact on my family when I am cheerful and when I have that warm, loving smile. So when I walk in the door, a lot of times, well, I don't know if a lot, but often enough, I'm faking it. That's not really how I'm feeling inside. But I find that as the morning progresses, it becomes more and more real. And it's such a beautiful thing, the way it impacts the people that I love in my life. Okay, so I greet them with a smile. And then what we do is we connect as a family. And I realize not everybody can do this, but I'll just tell you what our family does. We all have coffee together every morning at 7 o'clock. And it's a time of talking about our day, what's going to be happening. And we have usually a time of Bible reading and prayer. And, but not always even that. Sometimes we're all rushing different directions and we can't do everything. But we always take at least, in our case, 20, 30 minutes where we sit around and we have coffee and we just connect. So I don't know what your situation is. Maybe you live at home alone. Maybe you have people that are already off and running before you even get up in the morning. But this principle still can apply, that idea of connecting with the people you love. Sometimes, like some of our kids live on the East Coast, for them, it's a matter of just giving them a quick text saying, hey, I hope you have a good day, or I'm thinking of you, or just want you to know I prayed for you this morning. Just those little things that just tell everybody that they're on your heart and mind. And it's that little interweaving together that makes not only you have a good day, but it makes them have a good day. And it sets everybody's attitude up for, hey, let's have a good day and let's remember that we love each other. Okay, so that's 5. And 6 is I just take a minute and I jot down everything that I need to do that day. Well, maybe not everything, but at least the important things. So sometimes I do it really fancy. I usually just use this clipboard right here. I've gone through a number of clipboards and my kids all know, Mom, here's your clipboard. It's just a matter of prioritizing what are the things I know I need to have happen today, because I lose track of what's important, what's priority, what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be doing it. And I find that just having a written visual that I can just cross off makes my day go so much smoother. So when I remember that appointment, I remember to call that friend. I just try to write down everything I can think of that I know needs to go in that day. And then it's all on paper. So there's another advantage to that. That means not throughout the day, I don't have this scrambly feeling of I'm forgetting something, or I keep going through the same list over and over again mentally. But when it's down on paper, it's ready to go. I can just look at it and go, okay, what's the next thing I need to be doing? So that works for me. And then the last thing I do, well, the last thing on my list at least, is I pull out something for dinner. I know it's a small thing, but it makes a huge difference in our day, because if your day is anything like mine, once it gets galloping, I just don't have time to think. And the next thing I know, and this has happened way too many times, I realize, oh my, I have this whole family, everybody's starving, and I have no idea what we're going to eat for dinner. And that can just turn what had been a great day into a sour moment, just because everybody's hungry, then I'm stressed because I feel this pressure. And So I find that just even if I just pull out meat from the freezer that's going to be frosting out, at least I'm going to know what I'm going to do with it. And if it goes really well, then I have something in my crock pot or something already at least started. So those are some things that I try to do each morning that make my day go so much better. And then, but back to what Allison had asked about as far as paying bills or working online or maybe doing some of these or even your workout. I do all those things in the afternoon. So I found that I can't do everything I want to do in the early morning. And so I have another time set aside late in the afternoon, not quite in the dinner hour. For me, that's about 4 to 5. And in that last hour of the day, I also do some of those other things. And by then, usually my kids are playing. Everybody's kind of in that happy mode of having given a full day. And so they'll give me some space. And sometimes I might go back to my room and work, but other times I'll just sit on the couch and work out there. And I can answer an occasional question, but I'll tell the kids, Mom's busy right now. I'm working. And you're going to have to wait till 5 when I start making dinner or the rest of dinner. Okay, so Allison, I hope that helps. And if anybody else has any questions like that, you're welcome to submit them. I'll put the link down below where you can ask me a question, and I'll try to answer that if I can, either in a blog post or in one of these Wednesdays. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you smile, and I hope that these things have helped and encouraged you. All right. Thanks, Allison, for submitting the question. I thought it was a good question. And God bless. Have a good day.